this party on the road. Okay, are we looking like we're live? It's taking its time. It's a little bit high up, so just move it down a smidgen. And that should be good. That's an issue. Hang on. 3 o'clock Wednesday, no Friday stream this week. There we go. And do we have my audio? Yep, we have my audio, so we can begin. Hello, people of the internet. It is I, Solrak Dragon here, back with more Fate Grand Order. We will be finishing up the main part of Queztmas tonight. Before that, though, I don't think there's but one news bit. Yeah. Only bit of news is the New Year's Countdown campaign, which starts tomorrow. It's pretty much a login campaign, gets you silver apples, a ticket if you log in on New Year's Eve, half AP for Part 1, main quest Part 1 and 2 of quarter AP, never mind. Half AP for free quests for Part 2, Chapter 3, interesting. And that's kind of it. Hey, Shiseiku! Speaking in a language I do not understand, yet I do kind of want to learn. Welcome, Shu. Welcome. How be things? How be things? Gonna just claim some of these real quick. Tired. A little bit tired, but otherwise I'm doing okay. How be you doing, man? How be you doing? Claim my login bonuses. And then just the advent calendar is 3 quartz, and 5 million QP. And then comes the fun part, the shop. So, I didn't quite get the 20 boxes total that I wanted to by the time I started streaming, but I did get 15 boxes worth of tickets, so I will be opening that to start the stream. So I'll be able to talk. So, couldn't get OBS to work on your mom's PC, she wanted to record something. OBS, oh. That's odd. OBS usually doesn't have too much issues when it comes to recording things. Like, wait, are you talking baseline OBS or Streamlabs OBS? Because I know you can just... an error when you press the recording button. That is odd. Graphics. Yeah, actually, that is a distinct possibility. Oftentimes when my graphics card updates, all my streaming stuff goes, like, wonky, so... it is very possible it is a GPU issue that's causing it. Wow, that box would buy very fast. Next box. But yeah. But that's unfortunate. I feel like there's other ways you can record on your PCs beyond, like, OBS. I know OBS is a fairly simple way. Fraps isn't free, I feel. I honestly can't remember. I've had Fraps for so long, I can't remember if I got it for free or if I bought it or anything. Ages have passed. I'm an old man. Your mom made a calendar with pictures from vacations which include you for your grandparents. Whoops. And we received it with a broken binding. So you went to the coffee shop you worked at today and fixed it. Huh. Well, that's pretty cool. A calendar like that? That actually sounds like an awesome thing. My family hasn't taken vacations in a while, sadly. I honestly can't even remember the last time we went anywhere, like... I know I went to Disney when I was a kid. We would often vacation in Florida, but, you know, vacations can cost a lot of money, so... But still, I do have fond memories. For some reason they put in the binding in backwards? How? Wait, how did they put it in backwards? That doesn't make sense, man. That's just weird. Not gonna lie, that's just weird. How do you pull that off? Well, it sounds like you've had an interesting day, to say the least. And that does sound like an awesome thing, a calendar with vacation photos. That would be pretty cool. Especially if you, like, had, even if it's throughout the years, if you took a vacation, like, once during each month, and you had, like, a picture that would be able to easily recognizable. Oh, that's from that month. That would be cool. Gosh darn it, Quetz, stop moving your spin button. What is before and after what you did? We'll see if you went. You probably sent them to them, show them how they effed up. Oh, I very much look forward to how they're going to respond to that. That's going to be an interesting response. For sure. But beyond the calendar debacle that you seem to be having fun with yourself with, how have things been going on your end, all in all? Are you ready for the holiday season that is approaching within less than a week? Haven't farmed that much. I mean, I'm mainly going to be farming after today. I've been mainly doing the silver one, but that's not even the best node, so... Still don't have a present for your dad. Yeah... I mean, it's not like I don't... You literally don't have any clue what you could get him. Yeah, that's kind of why, just like, with my immediate family, it's sort of transparent. We all make a list of what we want, and then to make sure we don't get the wrong thing. Though mainly for my mom, because she mainly gets, like, cooking and kitchen appliances and stuff, and so I got everything in the shopping cart on Walmart's website. I called her to take a look. She pointed out what was wrong and what was right. And I got different ones until I got it right. A little bit more difficult. Ooh, that sucks. It sucks when it's a little bit more difficult, but... I mean, like, I literally just ordered my mom's Christmas presents today, and they're not going to be arriving until... I think one will arrive before Christmas, the rest after. Your father never has any real wishes since he just buys what he needs. I mean, I'm honestly kind of the same way. Me and my brother are both. We're kind of low maintenance, and we kind of just buy the things we need. The things I put on my list are just like extra stuff that it would be nice to not have to spend money on. You know, like, I know I put an Apple gift card, $100 on there. Because, you know, extra quartz would be nice. Not gonna lie. But, I think I put Amazon card on there. The main, like, actual items are things that I would kind of feel a little bit guilty purchasing for myself. Like, I put a VR headset on there just because, you know, while I could easily buy it, it's sort of like, I kind of feel like a bit of a guilty indulgence, you know, shelling out a couple $100. Unless you get the pocket version of Japanese study book that you already own but don't really use since it wasn't that good. Ooh. Ouch. A pocket version of a study book. Wait, do you mean, by study book, do you mean like translation guide, or is, what do you mean by study book? Because that's an interesting phrasing. Ah, I see. Interesting. Oh, my index fingers are gonna start to get sore. I'm glad I'm not opening 100 boxes straight. That would be hell. It's more learned by talking, not learned about reading and writing. Okay. Interesting. But yeah, Japanese is... Your studies are a bit more advanced than most of the stuff that book covers. Ah, I see. That's understandable then. That is understandable then. But yeah, you know, I kind of want to learn Japanese, but I don't know, it's just like... The amount of effort that it would take... It kind of just isn't, you know... maybe not so much effort. The amount of time I think it would take would be a little bit more. And I've debated, you know, actually testing some of those videos that say, listen to this video while you sleep and learn a language while you are asleep. But, you know, that kind of doesn't seem actually legit. 6 years total. Good gracious, man. Good gracious. But yeah, like, especially with what I plan, it doesn't work. Thanks for that, Morja, and welcome, by the way. Hobby things, hobby things. But yeah, I mean, especially considering I am going to start taking courses in college again, I'm probably not going to really have the time to try and learn Japanese. Even if the courses will be an online course, you know? Because, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in a previous stream, and I'm not sure if you're there, but I found a local specialist college that offers the degree that I want for radiology in a 2-year program for only a 5-figure, and a low 5 figures at that. I mean, I could probably, if I save up another couple $1,000s, I can probably afford it straight out of pocket. Not that I'm gonna try for that, but I could. Boxes full. But, the thing is within the past 7 years, I need to have taken a chemistry, biology, and algebra course within the past 7 years. See, it's been almost 10 years since I've been to high school, and in high school, I was in a high enough math that when I got to college, I didn't have to take an algebra course. So, yeah, that's a very slight issue. And then, as far as chemistry go, that was one of the first things I did when I got into college, so that's outside the bounds. And I figure I might as well hit biology up as well, just because, you know, better safe than sorry. See, I've got to take 3 courses. I'm planning on trying to knock them out over the course of the winter and first summer semester this coming year. So hopefully this fall, fingers crossed, I can get into this radiology program and start that up. Hopefully that is the case, you know. But, yeah, so that's the grand plan of me for this coming year. Oh, I've already enrolled in the algebra course. The sad thing about the algebra course is that at the community college, it's at a community college, and just because I'm applying to the community college, it's $800, so, you know, that's a nice chunk of change. I mean, I have the money, but still, I was hoping not to pay that much, but it is what it is. If all turns out well, if I can get into this radiology program and get a good job afterwards, the median salary where I live is like 50 grand a year. That's like doubling my current pay, you know? And if I can pay for school pretty much out of pocket, or take out loans enough that, you know, I don't have to actually worry about paying them off, since I can just pay them off whenever I want, you know? That means I'll be able to start making money. But that is the grand plan of me. It's essentially my New Year's resolution to get into this radiology program. And given that it's a competitive program to get in, I am hoping the fact that I have 4 years of practical experience actually taking x-rays might, you know, give me a slight edge in the application process for the program. They'll see, oh hey, this kid's got, well, I can't really say I'm a kid anymore. This guy's got practical experience for the past 4 years of being a licensed general x-ray machine operator. You know, I don't know, I'm just hoping that's the case. But yeah, the algebra is definitely going to be the first. I'm always pretty decent with math, so I'm hopefully going to, you know, have no real issues, but I'm going to be doing a fair bit of focus. I'm gonna try to not make it affect my streaming schedule too much, but no guarantees on that. That's kind of why I'm starting with an online course, since, you know, it's just very flexible. You just nuke them, then you X-ray them with visible light. I mean, technically that would work. If you nuke somebody, it depends on where you nuke them, Mordred. Because if you nuke them too close, then they become nothing but shadows permanently scarred upon the earth. And you can't really take pictures of bones if there's no bones, you know? Don't know what the safest distance is, though. You know? I'm gonna restart this box, and I think I'm gonna actually start leveling up Quetz here, since she is on the top of the list. And I've got the stuff. Not even shadows if it's too close to true. I know, all I know is that there's the whole shadows of Hiroshima, I think. Pages need to know that I cannot change more than this. So maybe I should at least put on a mask. And we got Christmas. And I don't have to do that during matches. Oh, I see. That's a shame. The Christmas Tactics EX. Increase Buster Effectiveness, Buster card gather rate for 1 turn. That doesn't sound like too good. The reason I know about the whole nuclear shadows thing is because I think it's the Shadows of Hiroshima or something is what it's called. You know, how in the aftermath sort of thing. Sorry, if I'm a little bit scatterbrained or a little bit rambly, I am a bit tired right now, you know. It was a little bit of a long day at work. One of my co-workers who's... I'm not going to talk bad. I'm not going to go too big detail, but they've been off work for the past week because their boyfriend came into contact with somebody that had COVID. I don't know if she herself got the COVID testing done, but she's been off for the past week and a half, which means everybody has to do extra work to pick up the slack. Apparently, one of my coworkers has received a text from her asking for the main boss's phone number so that they can text and see about getting put on unemployment since they're off work for matters outside of their control. So we're all kind of thinking they're not coming back to work, which will leave us short. And that's not gonna be fun at all. Thankfully, it's a short week for me. Only 3 days this week, 3 days next week. Thank goodness for a Thursday and Friday holiday season this year. Next year, it's not gonna be so nice since probably only Fridays off, but maybe the bosses will feel nice, you know? Maybe. It's not really. I mean, essentially, I still have to take x-rays, I still have to take back the occasional patient, clean the occasional room, but now I'm the one taking on a brunt of the missing persons work because now I have to be up front recruiting patients, taking insurance cards, photo IDs, answering the phone, scheduling patients that call on the phone. It's a lot. It's not physically draining. It's more like... It's more taxing than draining. Like, I'm fine with the physically draining stuff. I'm fine with being up and about and moving around sort of thing. I like being a little bit more active than just sitting in the same place all day. You know, that gets very... Monotonous isn't even the right word for it. It gets very stagnant, you know? Like, even at home, I cannot be just sitting in a chair all day playing video games. I need to, like, every once in a while, get up, walk around, and be active. Oh, I like that final section. This is Santa Perfection, yes? The only way for me to convey my joy would to be... That's right. Express it through Samba. Now come on, Master. Let's dance the Christmas night away. Oh, Quetz. Samba Santa is definitely an interesting Santa choice. You know? There's lots of choices for possible Santas, and Quetzalcoatl was the one they made for this year. I do look forward to finding out what Santa Carna's whole shtick is, you know? I mean, I know he's Santa, but I don't know, like, why Carna is Santa, sort of thing. I'm very much interested in finding that out. We're gonna open up a few more boxes here. Keep leveling up. Xmas Blackbeard. Hey, you know, it's entirely possible now thanks to Santa Carna. And that is why I am so happy, because Santa Carna. He would give you this stuff you really want. I think Blackbeard would give all of us the presents that we would really desire. Let's be honest here. Blackbeard is a man of culture, after all. But, what if by some miracle, FGO manages to release a Santa servant for every possible servant, which is a very tall order and would only happen if FGO never ends, then one of the Santas I would look forward to the most... Jack would give you limbs and hearts. True, but one of the ones I would look forward to most would be Santa King Hassan. He would be almost more of a Krampus, where those that are naughty would get, would present their heads. If FGO gets older than you... I mean, you know, FGO could very well end up the eternal game. Maybe. I mean, I know that... I don't know what it is called, but I know that there's some Japanese gacha game that people always bring up when there's always the mention of, oh, FGO can't last for that much longer. Because there's some gacha game that is older than FGO that is still going fairly strong. I just don't know what it is. Like I said, I'm honestly not entirely sure. All I know is that there is, supposedly, in Japan, some gacha game older than FGO that's still going strong. So, you know, all the people that are saying that FGO is going to end after Part 2, just look at that gacha game, whatever it's called, and see that FGO can last a lot longer. And I do hope FGO lasts a long time too, you know? It would be very awesome to just keep playing FGO through the years. And part of me, a very, very small part in my tiny heart, is hoping that since next year, at least on the JP side, from what I understand, next year on the JP side was fairly dead insofar as events go. It is my very, very greatest hope that somehow, someway, next year NA goes into a slight bit of a catch-up mode. I mean, like, I'm not talking double the seasonal events, but the lack of Halloween next year, you know, it kind of sucks. But that means that they could put Saber Wars 2 earlier in the year, you know? There's just so much that they could do to potentially speed things up, if I remember correctly, that there's a lot of dead weeks next year. Per the JP side of things, at least. I mean, I'm not talking, like, Turbo. Like, I know there is... gosh. I know there's another, like, mystery-esque event, or... fill the dead weeks, but no speed ups. I'm not talking, like, the big event speed ups. I know that... I'm pretty sure JP had a whole week dedicated to the, prison tower becoming a purchasable thing, or something, with rare prisms. Like, they could combine that with another thing, since a lot of people have completed the prison tower event, you know? It's kind of a bit of dead time for those that have completed it. Like, the big reruns, obviously don't overlap with CCC or the Gouda Goudas. But I do feel like there is some room to play catch-up. Because, I mean, wouldn't it be nice if we get the first part of you actually want some dead... I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoy me some dead time too. It gives you a chance to farm up QP, farm up embers, the whole shebang. Dead time is good. But too much dead time can get a little bit monotonous, you know? And there's always dead time almost immediately after a Lost Belt or Singularity. But the fact is, we only get 2 parts of the Lost Belts. Technically only 1.5 next year. We get the 4th Lost Belt and the first part of the 5th Lost Belt, which still is supposedly longer than the 3rd Lost Belt, I suppose, so I'll take that, but, like, imagine if they pushed... So there's good chances we're not getting the Queztmas rerun. We don't get we have the Halloween rerun, but no Halloween event because Saber Wars 2 takes its place. Imagine if, instead of a December Atlantis, we get November Atlantis, you know? Just like a month speed up for like some things would make things so much more interesting, you know? I don't know, that's just my opinion on it. A little bit of catch up would be nice. Obviously you don't want to go too hard like Majaya Records did, because Majaya Records' attempts to catch up killed the game. But or at least on the NA. Think you mean it's spread the effing out? Yeah, it is a large gap. It's what? We got Lost... Come on. We got the 3rd Lost Belt dropped just last month in November. So the first Lost Belt was April, I think? That sounds about right. April or March was the first Lost Belt. Second Lost Belt was like July, I believe. Yeah, July sounds about right for the second Lost Belt. I'm nearly out of the Silver Embers. Come on, Quetz. Level up the rest of the way just on the power of silver. Yes, there we go. Samba Quetz is complete. So now I can move her off this list. And we can get to work on the next servant. Which I believe is Anderson. Yep, Anderson is next. But yeah, I mean, it'd be nice, reduce the time spread, get us catch up to JP a little bit faster, just because one thing that I, and a lot of people, admittedly, are worried about is that if, in worst case scenario, they do announce the end of FGO JP, a lot of people are worried that that announcement will either kill the NA server, or, you know, I don't know. So, I mean, being able to catch up so that is less of a worry, it would be a little bit of a burden off my back, I feel, you know, because then there isn't that ticking time bomb sort of thing. But I know we can't fully catch up. Okay. God. I'm so close. So close. So I think I'm just going to start using the golden embers I've got. Because, yeah. Chatting up would be the worst. Chatting. What do you mean? What do you mean by chatting? I feel like that was supposed to be a different word there. Anderson, you are not foed yet, so we need to pull out some foes. Catching. Ah, gotcha. I mean, you're right. A full catch-up would be bad. I will admit that. Thinking about it, a full catch-up would be bad for business because, you know, because of the fact that we have that clairvoyance EX, as they often joke, people know what to spend money on, so they know when to prepare for big boosts of income or something like that. I don't know. Even a general speed up? I mean, I'm not sure on the general speed up. I don't have a business sense very clearly, so it could be a poor idea, and it could just be my wishful desires. That'd be bad for the players. Okay, I can see that point. A speed up is, I suppose, what killed the NA Majaya record servers, so... Also, I love Hans' voice, let me just say. And I sincerely hope that we get an adult Hans as a servant someday. I sincerely hope. Hans. You're going to at least 5-5 here, buddy. There'll be a lot more issues, yeah. I mean, in some aspects, we do catch up, like, quality of life aspects at the very least. We are almost caught up to JP. So, I mean, there is that to consider. They are going to be running out of quality of life updates here before too long, you know? Also, real quickly here, I'm 10-10ing Dante's because he's actually supremely good for the farming of things, and him not being 10-10-10 has made me run things unoptimally. You won't, but you would think about quitting. But yeah, I mean, I can understand that point of view. Thinking about it, I can understand that point of view. Is there anybody else I can 10-10-10 right away here? Anybody else catching my eye? Is anybody else 999 real quickly? Jack. Do I want to spend another 60 million to 10-10-10 Jack here? Or should I do more 666? I'll think about the 666. Hans, at the very least, I can push to 6s across the board. 'Cause he's cheap. How many SSRs? Okay, actually, now that you mentioned SSRs, you brought my brain to that point, actually, where I kind of realize, like, I'm having this moment of revelation now. If there is even a general speed up, that means that the free quartz obtained from login bonuses, the free tickets obtained from login bonuses, the master mission quartz, all of that would be reduced. So yeah, now that you've mentioned summons and Saint Quartz, now my brain is starting to catch up and realize, hey, we like free stuff. We do not want to lose the free stuff. Free stuff is good. Give us the free stuff. So yeah, okay, I've become enlightened. I have achieved enlightenment thanks to you, Mordred. Your words have helped me achieve a higher state of mind. I thank you for your words have awakened my brain. So yes, actually, in the span of free quartz and stuff, yes, speeding up would actually be bad. Thank you for helping me reach that enlightenment, Mordred. Thank you kindly. Alright, we're gonna level up Hans here, then Georges. I want to get a little bit of leveling up done just because I do need the freaking space in my present box here. And my sanity. They have to update. Oh, right, translation. I mean, there is always the little bit of translation bug, so I do imagine those would become even worse if they had to translate in real time. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right, Mordred. You are wise, and I am but a fool to your wisdom. I bow down to your superior wisdom here, Mordred. I bow down to it. How high can 2-star servants get again? Is it 65, I think? Or 55? Grab Kessie. There's certainly lots of cultures, geez. I don't think I've actually leveled a 2-star servant all the way up before, so... yeah. Hans... would mean more apologems. But the question is, would the Apologems outweigh the missed gems from the speed up? I kind of don't think they would, sadly. Kind of don't think they would. I mean, it is inevitable. We are going to catch up on some things. We're going to catch up on quality of life updates. We got the back button like 2 years early or whatever compared to JP. So there will be some point of catch up, you know. It's relatively minor. It's just, you know, after like 10 years maybe. Ooh, a super! Yes! Super suck for the win! I mean, I suppose they could still introduce quality of life updates that the JP version doesn't have. Like, yeah, like I was saying, I've said it a couple times, I just don't know if you heard me or not, but like, quality of life updates, we have almost caught up with them on. We do get those fairly early. So I imagine we're going to catch up with them on that, at the very least. So, since they do have to buffer out their announcement streams, I kind of am wondering if they're going to release more NA exclusive ones, you know? Like how NA had the Noble Phantasm lines being translated and all that stuff. I wonder if NA will get something similar to that, you know? I mean, I think it's possible. Maybe, like, more things being translated for us to read. Heck, maybe if they're feeling ambitious, you know, if they're feeling daring, maybe we could actually get some dubbed voices. Just saying. But it would be awesome to actually be able to understand what they're saying, not just from reading. I mean, yeah, it would cost a ton of money, I'm sure. Enough with all the work, give me a break. And that's his last skill, Innocent Monster. Push that up to a 6. Here, 55 is his max. Okay. They would force it up and you want JP voices. I mean, they might. It could be an optional thing, because, I mean, while we are the NA server, we are more technically, like, the global server sort of thing. So maybe before they, like, went to voices, they would give other, like, subtext, like, you can choose the language of your subtext sort of thing. Since, like, we are pretty much the global server. The only other servers are China, Korea, I think. I feel like there's one other server, I just don't remember what it is. But the NA server is essentially the global server. So maybe they will release more, like, other quality of life. Where they give different options for subtext and stuff like that, you know? I can see that being a possibility. Before the dubbing of voices. No more Ascension for Hans, I don't think. Oh no, he does still have an Ascension. I'm having brain farts today. I thought Hans was done. Done. This is just what I imagined as the perfect workplace for myself. Why do you look so surprised? As a writer, must keep up with the trend. I mean, maybe they... I'm sure they don't, but, like, it would open up more of an audience if they did, maybe? Again, I have no business sense, so I could be talking a very fiscally bad idea here. I don't know. But it would be a pretty cool thing to do. If they opened up more languages. Sort of thing. Alright, that is Hans done, so Hans can come off the list. Boop. Next is Georges. Not a bad idea, but pretty much useless. I mean, they are going to be needing to do the useless ideas soon, though, like I said. Because they have to... They do tend to buffer that stuff out. Georges. He's a writer. Yeah, he's a writer. They do buffer out their big streams, you know? And we are all supposed to act surprised. Oh, we get this now. Oh, we weren't seeing that coming. Sort of thing. But then when they, like, announce the subtitles for Noble Phantasms in English and stuff, that actually garnered a lot of hype. So, I mean, I can see them possibly doing something like that. I don't know. We also need more foes for Georges here. We'll be getting to the actual event here soon, by the way. I just wanted to get some of this checklist of stuff done. If they didn't when they released the game. I mean, I feel like when they released the game, they intended it. Maybe they intended for more servers is the thing. Like, I want to say, I'm not 100%. I want to say that the NA server was the first non-JP server. I want to say it, but I'm not going to with 100% guarantee. And maybe they just saw how many people were jumping on the NA server that they decided to just only do a North American server for English. They didn't. Oh. Never mind me then. There goes my theory out the window. Just toss it to the side. It wasn't the first not JP. Okay, I'm guessing the Korean server was probably the first non-JP server then. That would be my second guess. As to the non-JP servers would be the Korean server. I'm pretty sure it's Korea, because I know China is trying to play the catch-up game, I want to say. Because I'm pretty sure the Chinese server started to go downhill after there was some debacle that caused China to go downhill. I think it had something to do with a lowered SSR rate for somebody. I feel like it might have been Merlin or something. It was bad enough that the Solomon Singularity was like, they had to fully engage the bots to actually complete it, or something like that. The bots being the developers having to employ them. Georges, get them levels, Georges. Also, Georges, he has an awesome new CE in JP. It looks pretty badass. Not gonna lie. In its own way. I thank you, I've become stronger once more. St. George interlude unlocked, a new skill, Martyr Soul B+. Greatly increase mental debuff resist and restore HP. I'll get that up to a 6 here. Because it's very cheap to do so. There we go. And back to levels. I'm just gonna auto-select. I don't care about great or super sucks anymore. I just want to get to the event. Don't expect CE drops anymore since Guildfest. I've had 2 CE drops so far from this event. Only 2. Which means I have a +1 to my drop rate. Because you need, at minimum, I think, 3 to make an impact. No, you need a minimum of 4 CE drops to actually make an impact on your drop rates. So I'm halfway to having that impact, at least. Okay, we got a greater super there. Awesome. You've had 4. Lucky. You need 5, do you? I guess You get 4 from the shop. Hang on, I'm trying to think. So 4 for the shop is the 4 servants, because I run K-scope on one of them. So 4 more means that you can ascend 1 and have 3 left over. So 4 should be the amount. I do have K-scope. Or are you talking 5 as if you don't have K-scope is what the end. Okay, you only run the event CEs. Gotcha. So yeah, so since I run a K-scope, 4 CE drops would be optimal for me. But since you don't run K-scope, excuse me, you need 5. Got it. I get you. I get you now. Alright, this will be George's last skill. Another 666 across the board. We still have over 200 million QP. I wonder how much longer that is going to actually last me, because I don't anticipate it being much longer before I'm back in QP hell. Because QP hell is a hell that you can never truly escape. Your first CE was after 120 boxes. Good Lord Almighty! Wait, I forget, Mordred. How many boxes did you get done in Guildfest? I've kind of forgotten. I forgot that George's final should be perfect. Now let us ride through this land together. 170. That's, I mean, okay, that's a lot less than I thought you were going with when you said only up to your first 120 boxes. How many boxes have you done thus far, out of curiosity? Here. Just out of curiosity, how many boxes have you done? And that is George's able to be removed from the list. We're gonna really quickly here see if we can't finish off Donzo. We only have 8, so we definitely cannot finish off Donzo with what we have, but if we claim a few more embers here. And by a few, I mean pretty much all of the remaining. This will probably be the last servant I actually level up, just because I do want to get on with things, and Caster Shootin is next, so she's going to take a little bit more resource intensifying of things. AKA, I'm not going to have enough resources right off the bat. And with 165, I've got enough Cs to finally get +1, so I effectively 170. You think you're at about 85. Okay, you're about 4 times to where I am currently. I'm at 17 boxes opened, I think. Now, mind you, I only really started farming on Friday, because that's when I finally got access to the better events, and even then, it's only been the silver one. You just started farming yesterday. I mean, yeah. And even then, like, Sunday was the main day I was farming, and it was only like 1 box an hour I decided to do, because I just didn't want to burn out, you know? Also, Donzo is done. We have 61 embers left. That is not enough for Cass Shootin'. Sadly, so Caster Shootin', you're gonna have to wait a little bit. Oh boy, that was a lot. You just played a match of TFT, got first place, but it was stressful. TFT. TFT. You know, I'm not even gonna try and play up that I know what you're talking about. I have no idea. My brain cannot tell me what TFT stands for right now. If you don't mind elaborating here, please. Also, I want to get one more servant to 10-10-10. Jack's really the only one other than Chloe that's immediately available. I guess Nito, but Nito's kind of fine being a 999er. How many... I have 28 of those. I feel like I missed one. You know, I'm gonna push Jack up to 10, 10, 10. Team type... Oh! Teamfight Tactics. With... Oh, it's a League. It's a League of Legends game mode, I'm guessing. Gosh, I haven't played League of Legends in ages, man. You just brought back memories, not gonna lie. Oh god, I can't... Oh, when was... I don't even know if the meta's changed, but... I remember when I played League... Oh, I'm sure it's not the same game anymore, but when I played League, it was the season that Morgana, I think that's her name, got her champion, her, like, legendary skin or whatever that you needed to reach, like, a high rank to actually unlock by the end of the season. I don't think so. Honestly, I've never heard of Teamfight Tactics. That's what you said, right? Teamfight Tactics. I've never heard of it before now. But, yeah, I used to play League. I used to be pretty decent at League, but I don't know. Board game where you have a field where you can place League champions on. Okay. I'm just getting some people 666 since I'm here. 666. Yeah, we can do this one. Okay, so board game. You get these champs from the shop, which contains 5 champs and John can be reeled. Lol, you just play Annie and nothing else. I had a couple of different people I mained. I think it's Morgana was my main. I also played the floating eye tentacle dude. I can't remember his name. Vel'Koz, actually, I think. I think his name was Vel'Koz. Possibly. Oh wow, this is probably gonna... I'm almost out of bones again! The bones! The bone hell has come back! Bones! Yeah, I mean, that was kind of why I stopped playing as well, was just the changing meta was a little bit too much for me. I'm almost out of fangs as well. Emiya! I never really paid attention to the community, but go ahead and continue, Shu. Sorry, we kind of detracted. You get these champs from the shop, which contain 5 champs each round and can be re-rolled for money. The in-game gold that generates, yeah, I'm guessing, not... Anybody else? I feel like pushing up to a 666 real quick. You know what? Let's push Janta. Janta 666, and then we actually get back into the thing. Because Janta's been a... Because Janta is, you know... Janta is the leader of a cult. Or the object of focus of a cult, technically. The cult of the Long Janta. Long may she reign. Alright. How many... I'm at 61 muscle belts. I'll probably be able to do all those extra quests. But first, I'm getting a drink, and we will finally, after almost an hour of streaming, get into the damn story. Hopefully finish it as well tonight. So day 6, a killer technique and a chilly rain. I love that beat. Killer finisher, huh? I love the sound of that. It has its own unique flavor, even different than a noble phantasm. I'll admit I was a little jealous whenever I saw the others double teaming us. Yeah, true enough. So I welcome this challenge. I'll endure any training it takes to learn our own killer finisher, no matter how harsh. I mean, I might have a little difficulty with being trapped and abandoned in an illusory garden, or other trials of mental fortitude, but I'm great at physical obstacles like climbing out of deep pits. I'm a lot tougher than I look. Oh, I just said, yeah, more details on TFT if you don't mind, Shu. Don't worry, I think this will probably play more to your strengths, yes? We'll use these big trees I just pulled out of the ground as training dummies. Think of the tree roots as your opponent's feet and the branches as arms. Got it! So the idea is to float the dummies down the river and land the move on them when they go down the waterfall. Very well, I'll take care of that part of your training. Muchas gracias. Now, as far as developing this move goes. You're wailing every game. No, Shu. The allure of one gacha has left you for another. No. I see, so we need to land the move on the dummy, all without succumbing to the waterfall's intense pressure. And not only that, we have to do so exactly at the same time. Okay, let's do it. We may not have much time, but I'll do whatever it takes to make sure this new move is ready by our next match. Yeah, let me know if I can do anything. I'll just otherwise sit here. Thank you, Soul. Hello, Guardian Soulblade. Welcome, welcome. Need 12, even new game from the beginning again. Oh, God. That would be hell. Hobby things, Guardian. Hobby things. Fo-fo! I can feel all your expectations riding on me, Soul. Our dependable trainer / manager, Lord Foe, Mash, Coach Martha. Well, don't worry, everyone. Give up just isn't in my vocabulary. It doesn't seem like it is. Bradamante is very much, you know, happy-go-lucky, energetic, and a little bit of an airhead. Huh, this is harder than I thought. It's like if you sue an FGO a servant in a fight and need to roll him again. Oh, if you use a servant... Oh, God. That would be a hellish tactic, you know. That would be hellish tactic. Purifying recovery! Oh. And I mean, like... It would almost be like a Nuzlocke run out of FGO. It's not really something that could work, sadly, a Nuzlocke run. Or at least it couldn't work well. Like, can you honestly imagine trying to do a Nuzlocke run of FGO? It would be literal hell in some of those fights. Thanks, I'm all set now. Estás bien, Bradaman? In gacha hell? I mean, I would volunteer that I'm technically in gacha hell after 700 quartz with no Sitanai. Technically, I'm in gacha hell right now. I've not gotten a good roll since Sitanai stole all my quartz, technically. So, I mean, I think I qualify for gacha hell. It depends on the definition of gacha hell, I suppose. Oh, yeah. Like, next year is the year to roll. I mean, at the very least, it's all spread out. The end of last year was pretty packed with servants. I thankfully got them all. But, like, next year, it is fairly spread out. There's King Protea with Melt. There is Avenger Nobu. There is Miyu. There is Spishtar. There's just so many. So many. Kama. Can't forget Kama. I'm fine. What about you? You must be at least as tired as me. Come in the first half for you. Lucky, Mordred. You're lucky. I'm not sure if I'm gonna roll Gajuna. I'm really not sure. Mainly because I'm pretty sure the 4th Lost Belt. Oh, of course. Of course. That the summer event is going to be the event for me because I made a solemn frickin' vow that one way or another NP5 Lambda will be mine. I don't care how much quartz I have to dip into. NP5 Lambda will be mine. Super Orion would be a nice catch at the end of the year. Not gonna lie. I almost forgot about Super Orion. What about you, Mordred? Are you gonna be going Super Orion? Can you give me a loan? I mean, I should hopefully be fine. If I need a loan when the time comes, Mordred, you know, I'll hit you. I'll hit you up if I need that loan. If I need the loan, I hit you up. Spishtar for Castoria. When are the twins coming out? Are the twins in the first of the Atlantis Lost Belts or the second? I can't remember. I could do this all day. Yes, our timing is getting better as we go, so let's keep trading. The words right out of my mouth. Just keep them coming. Here comes the next training dummy. That's just my alarm to check my online college account. But yeah, Castoria. Next year is also going to be pretty packed around the summer season, you know. I mean, thankfully there's only one 5-star next in 2022 summer. It's odd that they broke the pattern, but summer 2022 only has one 5-star servant, and that is Summer Abbey. Thankfully, only one. No other 5-star servants.
There you are, Meow. Yes, who keep officiating the tournament, even though she lost her own match. Yep, this cat here. Anyway, your next match is about to start, so hurry it up, and we're getting to the best part.
This is the last one. Here it goes. Uno, dos, tres, ole! King Charlemagne, please let this one be where all our hard work pays off.
Whoa, what was that?
What about summer? I'm sorry, but I cannot make out that word. Unfortunately, Guardian, I can't make out the word. I mean, I'm gonna be. If you're talking about Summer Brynhilder, I'm going for Summer Bryn as well. Summer Bryn would be nice. Not gonna lie. And actually, Sigurd has a banner around then as well, doesn't he? I feel like Sigurd's on the male summer servant banner. That's summer, right? So I guess there is technically 2 5-stars, isn't there? Summer costume Sigurd if he's on rate up. That was... Foo! 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 She creeps me out, so you want her to stay out of your GSSR? Bryn, I don't know why Bryn would creep you out, unless you're talking about she who must not be named, in which case, I've already made the vow that even though I will never burn a servant, if she somehow comes to my Chaldea, I will take literally everything out of my storage, put her at the very bottom, and stack everything on top of her, and never scroll down that far until I have literally every other servant as leveled as possible. And have maxed out mana prisms, possibly. Looks like they just barely made it. It's a long way from perfect, but we did finally see a glimpse of what will eventually come. You think she would like that? No, because she'd pretty much be in total isolation. She would not be able to try to tempt me. Not that I would ever give in to temptations, because I absolutely hate her. You know? She is the epitome of so many things I hate. Not lying. Lay everything, as in every single ember I have on top of her. Every single ember. There would be at least 100 ember buffer between her and actually, heck, I might even go out of my way to get bronze embers to stack on top of her. That's how much. I guess that was muy buena, considering how little time we had. Now if we can just pull it off in the ring. Don't worry, I'm gonna come through when it really counts. Now come on, it's finally time for the semifinal.
Damn, that over there was really something else. I honestly didn't think that kind of stuffy Chaldea team would be able to beat their next opponent. But meow, I'm wondering if we might just see an upset.
You'd at least milk the courts of it. See, the thing is, though, is I don't even want to try and be her friend at all. Like, legitimately, I won't burn a servant unless they're already NP5. Just because it would hurt the completionist in me to see a servant missing. That's why I still am so ticked that I burned Caster Coup and Caster Giles when I first started the game. Well, not burned, but more could use them to fuel other servants. I'm still so ticked at myself for doing that. We're gonna bring Melton to this quest, I think. Yes. Does a friend burn you after he got your money? It depends how close of a friend, because if they're a real close friend, then they might give you even more money in their will. Or you might be able to catch in on some life insurance. Not that I would condone such a thing. It looks like the snow's it's slowing a lot harder there right now. Are you guys gonna be okay? It's almost like it's gotten colder to demonstrate how harsh this match will be. Don't worry, no snowstorm can extinguish the fires of justice that burn within the hearts of true and just knights. Besides, it looks like we're up against a couple of particularly large luchadors, yes? Lard, you are wrong there. If there's anything, you should be honored that I designed to make myself so small. Dying to make yourself so small. You have come from the freezing lands of Russia to dominate this tiny ring. I could squash you where you stand, but in my infinite generosity, I choose not to. You will have to forgive me for Blizzard. That I could not leave behind. Regardless, now that I am here, you have but 3 tasks. Count your blessings, bow your heads before me in fear, and place your shoulders on the mat until the count of 3. That's Ivan the Terrible. He's as big as they come. I never expected to see him here. Don't be so surprised. This battle's victor will gain the power to make Christmas eternal, and with it, bring winter everlasting. Thus, if Santa Claus is the ruler of endless winter, the universal symbol of ice, then I, the Tsar, am the rightful Santa. Indeed, Draconic, indeed. Good luck with this fight. Thank you, Guardian, thank you. You won't ever burn a servant, not even Raiko. See, I actually kind of want Raiko, if only because she'd be an excellent AoE Berserker. But how you do, Draconic? How you do? Huh? As such, the answer is clear. The true Tsar is the one who should possess the true power of Santa Claus. It must have been a lot of work finding a golem to be a partner. Was there not one big enough for the job? See, one of the best parts of Lucha is fighting opponents with ring names like El Grande and El Gigante. But bigger is not always better, no? A foolish notion. You think my partner is a mere golem. Mammoth tusk! Huh? Why did you start with his golem with that huge tusk? Did they have it falling out before we got here? Box 37 nearing out of blue gem hell. Nice. I am on box 18, I believe, with a goal of 100. Good luck, me! Weirdo, she's great farmer, you have her. Lucky, Guardian. Lucky. You decided to adopt Abby as your 6th daughter. A wise choice, Draconic. A very wise choice. And it seems you aren't familiar with masked wrestlers wearing more than just one mask. What are you talking about? I encased my body in this icy form on our way here because it was so goddamn hot. Anastasia! The so goddamn hot. Oh, Anastasia. I really am hoping we get a summer Anastasia sometime. I really kind of want summer Anastasia. Just because she would be hilarious in a summer event. As a star servant, you know? Ivan and I aren't exactly on great terms, but we decided to put our differences just for this tournament. I do heartily agree that the Russian Tsars are the rightful heirs to Santa Claus's throne. And since our interests align, here we are. Sure, his eyes are kind of... okay, very scary, but I can deal with them. And so, history's 2 strongest Tsars came together to form a dream team to achieve their mutual goal. Oh, and we don't answer to the Black Quetz mask. We're one of the 4 Heavenly Kings just because we're that strong. Just to be clear... In my Russia, we need not concern ourselves with who shall be the reindeer. That role will go to the Old Man of the Frost, Dead Moroz. Anastasia could have been Snegorochka, the Snow Maiden. But if that would have been a bit on the nose, especially since they are very similar to her in general. They don't seem like the most welcoming team, but their noble demeanor leaves tremendous confidence. Belies. You don't lose the daughters. I know you don't, Draconic. I know you do not loot the Dotaroos. I do know that. Just like her design here. Raiko's design, I will admit, is a little bit over the top. But Mordred, I wonder, like, if they gave Raiko an actually good character skin, like, would that improve your liking of Raiko, out of curiosity? Also, out of curiosity, what do you think of Ibuiki Doji, I think? One of the more recent servants in JP? Out of curiosity here.
They would probably even give Charlemagne a good run. We definitely can't let our guard down around them. Don't underestimate us, Knight of Old France. The years with me, and the Imperial family has long been proficient in the art of self-defense. Besides, I'm actually stronger than I look. My strength may only be rank E, but there are any number of ways to make up for that. Why don't we go ahead and show them what I mean, your terribleness?
Very well. Saber shooting. I mean, there's a lot of contention from what I hear is if that is actually Saber shooting or not, or if that's just like her divine form. I'm really not sure myself. Like, Shusaiku might have a better idea just because he could actually read and get a better translation of everything. Just because it's all so many different translations. You'll wait till she drops. Fair. Completely fair, and I will not spoil any further. They're combining! Somehow.
Looks like Anastasia's wearing...
Anastasia is wearing Ivan the Terrible like an upside... Wait, what? How... Hang on, is this a mistranslation? Is it supposed to be Ivan the Terrible is wearing Anastasia like a backpack? I mean, given some of the fan art of Anastasia, you know, it's not surprising that she knows how to support a lot with her back muscles. But Ivan's a little bit bigger than the fan artists have ever really gone, you know. And Ivan's one of the bigger servants. I kind of want to see fan art of this. If anybody knows anybody that's drawn like fan art of this moment, I would very much like a link for that, because that would be hilarious to see. This move demonstrates our glory and shows the world what Zars are made of.
Try this on for size. This is our invincible move.
Mammoth Tusk Train. Oh god, you actually had one more. Oh my god, what the heck? That is glorious. Oh, and there's a lot of Anastasia fan art here, too, that I might have to check out later. I need more of Anastasia's character as well. You know, part of me likes her just because Caddoc also had a thing for her, you know, and Caddoc's an ass. So I'm perfectly fine with, you know, stealing her away from Caddoc. But I mean, she does seem like a fun character at the very least.
Dios mío, get out of the way, yes.
I just want a little bit more story. She's got great design, too, not gonna lie. I do like Anastasia's design. I'm a little bit of a sucker for white-haired, you know.
Sea dodge, good. This match is no fun if you can't put up a decent fight.
That speed, they must be using wintry magecraft that lets them remove the friction from their feet, yes?
No, I mean, they're basically ice skating around. Pretty clever. So that's how they charge us so quickly. I'm guessing they are also using magecraft to help the girl carry the big guy on her back. But then again, Salvo sometimes pulls off feats of monstrous strength, even that skinny body of his. So maybe she's just really strong regardless of what her strength rate might be. Hey, I haven't rung the bell yet. Oh, well, you've already started, so can't stop it now. In the red corner, representing Russia, we have the Tsar Missioners. And in the blue corner, representing Chaldea, we have the Quetzal Sisters. Now let the first match of the semifinal begin.
Yeah, Kadok was just a little delusional. He still has the audacity to smack talk us. Oh, I do hope that we meet Kadok again and get to lay the smack down. I really want to inflict the smack down on Kadok. Give him even more of a wake-up call. Alright, here we go. So, Ivan the Terrible and Anastasia. Both of them have damaging NPs. I feel like Anastasia has a charge on hers. So, it would probably be best to take Anastasia down first here. Also, I really like that even after all that training, Bradamante has not gotten any stronger as a story support servant. Good job, Melt. That's first, Anastasia, break bar down. Tag team maneuver. What's it called? What's it called? Mammoth Tusk Drain. Okay, that was an invincible on Anastasia, a pierce invincibility on Ivan, and then attack up on Anastasia, attack up on Ivan. How long is that invincibility? It is a 2-hit invincibility. Ooh. Okay. This actually is a tough decision now. Because I have a melt chain here. So... Let me think. So so her NP would strip the invincibility after the end of it, leaving the Buster and Quick Attack to work. So that's one method. On the other hand, I could do Quick Buster NP and have the NP do the damage and the extra attack do any finishing off. Decisions, they are so fun. I think I need to smack her with the NP. He doesn't have enough females around him to be the pro tag. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. I will burn my attack boost here, I think. I feel like that's a wise decision. And I think I picked correctly. Yes! There we go. Anastasia is down. Ivan is all that is remaining. Just 2 more and then you're finally finished with your silvers. Wow. Nice. And you can start eating your gold ones. You can do it, Mordred. I believe! Either way, we're gonna break through this bar here. So we might as well go for the stars / MP. You'd love a melt from the Crystal Star? Oh, I would love NP2 melt. Believe you me, NP2 melt would be very nice for me. This is starting to get a little too close. I did see that you had sent me. I haven't gotten around to actually looking. The only thing you were missing was crossing out Holmes. You don't like Holmes? Aw. I'm sure Holmes would be kind of... I don't know, I feel like Holmes would be kind of, sad about not being liked. Also... Pierce invincibility overrides evasion, doesn't it? Yeah. Shirt hit gets by evade, but not invincibility. Pierce invincibility gets by evade and invincible. I think. Yeah, okay. We need a melt chain next turn, and we need it to be critical. Well, that I can now take a look. Okay, we did not get the melt chain this turn. Okay, this is... I actually think this might come down to the wire here. Commercial prerogative. Invincible? No! Oh, you son of a biscuit, you went invincible. Oh, you son of a biscuit, Ivan the Terrible. Well played. Well played, Ivan. Yeah, there's no way I can win this. So I'm going to just save some time and withdraw. That was... We almost had it. Had we had a melt chain in that last round, I'm pretty positive that we could have done it. But I do still feel fairly confident that we can handle this with this squad. So, red is over pink is over green. So, you mainly want Jarcher and XX. Good. XX is good. Your next tier is the pink hearts. So, Nero Bride, Tama, Summer, Malter, and Oi. Good choices are good. Yellow Cross is the next tier. It's kind of weird that you would use a cross, but... Oh, wait, green tech is... Gun Grail XX for Circular Slot. Grailed XX is a very good choice. No lies. Not as good of a start this round. I have a Grailed XA myself. XA is very nice. But you don't have King Hassan as one of your most wanted servants, Shu. Why not? King Hassan is awesome. Okay, I need to think. Because this is not an ideal first turn. We do want to focus Anastasia down, because I'm almost positive Anastasia has some form of MP charge. Almost 1000% possible that she has some form of NP charge. Feed your quartz. I mean, King Hassan ate a lot of my quartz, you know. I'm sure you remember that stream, Shu. I'm sure you remember that stream. One Nightingale, one Sun, and one Camilla. Oh, come on, that... She does have a charge. That was kind of bad. That was a bad turn. Your farming is slowing down. You may have to leave your stream. Oh, noes! It's okay, Mordred. I completely understand. You must abandon me to farm. I won't cry. I promise myself I wouldn't cry. I'm trying to think here. Melt's got NP. But I want to save that, especially because she's under an attack down for 2 more turns. Good lord. Do I start poking do I keep poking Anastasia and get that break done? Or do I start working on Ivan? I think I gotta break Anastasia's bar. We'll go for the stars here. And in fact, let's get Bradamante a little bit of NP gain here as well. Alright, thanks for dropping by, Mordred. It's been nice chatting. Oh, you... That's what I get. I deserve that for focusing Bradamante. I deserve her being left with 132 health. Whew, that kind of steams me. Oh yeah, Gray. I am looking forward to Gray as well. I'm glad that she is free. I'm not really sure if I'm going to go for Rhines or anybody, honestly. I mean, I know Rhines is a pretty darn good servant, but I'm not sure if she's the servant for me, you know? Also, I'm glad we got the stun on Ivan at least. Radamonte will be going down here shortly. So long as Melt doesn't go down here first, it seems. Oh yeah, the Case Files anime was awesome. I very much enjoyed it myself. I very much enjoyed the Case Files anime myself. Okay, so the invincibility, I forgot that Anastasia does that to herself. Calculating. Outliers. We know the Melt Virus will be enough to punch through Anastasia. So... we have to hope that he focuses hard on... Radamonte. This one is probably not going to be as close as the last one, sadly. Your musket is Ruler Artoria, but you're going to be trying for Summer Musashi. I'm probably not going to be doing Summer Musashi. She doesn't really... I mean, yes, AoE Arts Berserker is a very interesting combination. I will not lie about that. But, like, I don't feel like I would be able to... this is gonna be very, very close. Ah, you have the Castoria memes prepped. Fair. Castoria memes are a very good reason. This is gonna be incredibly close. We're gonna hit this break bar. Oh, we're so close to an MP. We are one crit from that last turn off from having an NP. If you don't use them, you lose them. It's what the seals are for, after all. Now, time to melt Ivan the Terrible. But I mean, I know Castoria is pretty much a meme unit, but what kind of meme squads can you fool Castoria? Out of curiosity. You seem like you know a fair bit of them, Guardian. Oh, I forgot! That got rid of his Pierce invincibility! Oh, gosh, I'm an idiot. Why didn't I remember that? I could have NP'd so much sooner. And gotten rid of that Pierce invincibility. Gosh, I'm dumb. But we did it, at least, so... yay! Once again, Melt dances her way to victory. And another no battle. You forget when you don't think about it. True enough, true enough. I mean, so many people rarely use their seals for outside of really challenging hard quests to try and 3-turn them, but, you know, they regenerate, so why not use them? If I screw up a farming thing, like if I'm farming just, like, even doors, and I don't have a stream the next day, you know, I just decide, you know what? Command seal make up for that NP I screwed up. Hey, Akabara, welcome, welcome. Nope, you are good. You can put whatever CE you wish upon Astolfo now. I have farmed as much dumbbells as dumbbells can be. They're still so fast, I thought they'd be at least a little slower now. They keep going, yes. Not only that. Just look how hard they hit, even when they barely touch us. Their sheer mass is incredible. Colliding with them feels like getting hit by a train. Thank you very much for that, by the way, Akbara. Your Astolfo was definitely useful. You got a lot of use out of me, man. Helped me get those dumbbells very fast. And trust me, that hurts like hell. I mean, I'm pushing through the pain, but still.
You made an astute observation. My size and strength do not merely come from the power of the tundra, but from the entire earth. I am the great Tsar, after all. Enemy though you may be, I must commend your judgment, and you are shapely and young wrestler. Come see me after the match, and I will gladly shake your hand.
All these fights been easy. I mean, I wouldn't say all of them have been easy, Akabara, personally. I would love to go to the Great Tsar of this pyramid now, but I will refrain. Now is the time to endure. I am willing to endure any humiliation for the sake of mischief. Victory. I haven't tried listening to rock music lately, though I can't say I understand the appeal. My point is, you may be dodging our attacks now, but you can't keep that up forever. The Mammoth Tusk Crane has no brakes. I'll spare you the actual calculations, but the force of our charge exceeds 10 million Tsar power. Tsar power. And I'm guessing Tsar power is much higher than horsepower. Unless you have no more than 1 million Tsar power each, numbers don't lie, you have no chance of winning. I don't think that's really a number of measurement. So have we been able to dodge by keeping to the Samba beat? Well, that's only going to run us ragged, yes? No, I refuse to accept defeat. I'm not going to lose now. Even if they're still stronger than us, we can more than make up for it with sheer willpower. My willpower has got me through all sorts of tight spots before. My faith in justice and my king has always been rewarded. There's no reason this time should be any different. As long as we stay focused and keep fighting, I'm sure we'll find a way to win in the end.
Your fortitude is both admirable and pitiful. No matter the willpower an ant demonstrates, it can never threaten a mammoth. It will always and only ever be an ant. Mammoth Tusk Train!
This one was your most annoying of the fights. I mean, I can certainly see how it is. I'm sure Anastasia had a couple more tricks up her sleeve, but I took her out a little bit too fast. I feel. I will let you win. I refuse to give up now. I can't afford to lose coming this far. Let's do it, Quetz mask. Are you sure? We may have started to get the hang of our training, but we're still far from complete. It's usually not a good idea to use moves like that in circumstances this dire. Maybe so, but it's our only chance of winning. I can see how serious you are about this. Okay, let's do it, yes. What are they up to? Quetz mask put her hands together and Bradamante's on top of them like she's getting ready to jump. I knew it. They're getting ready to execute the new move they've been practicing. I'm both the foundation and the launchpad. First I will jump with all my might. Then I throw you as a present with all my gift-giving power. Then I jump at the same time as hard as I can, turning myself into an arrow. My magical shield becomes an arrowhead. This is the very elaborate shield bash, really. Okay, I can actually envision this move in my mind, and it's kind of cool looking. Again, I feel like I may have already been doing something similar up until now without realizing it. But this time I'm going to focus on converting all my shield's defense power to offense. The shield bash. I remember that move. It's always a good move. It was a combination of Quetz mask's present drop and Bradamante's shield-based charge attack. Try a new mask mode. Bouclier present drop, yes. I'm not gonna even try and pronounce that word.
Ridiculous. Tsar never shows their back to an enemy. I forbid you to dodge, Anastasia.
I know, it doesn't matter what sort of attack they try. Nothing they do can surpass our 10 million Tsar power. We will crush them head on. Mammoth Tusk Train. A clash between the forces. They're gonna collide. I can tell that my move is still incomplete. I can already see how this will play out. Hopefully, where the odds are stacked against us, so I'm gonna perfect this move. It has to be now. How can I push it further? What else can I do to make it more powerful? I've got it! Quetz mask has passed her power onto me. If you had hers in mind, that gives me 2 million power. And since I'm jumping with twice as much force as usual, that's 2 times 2 million, give me 4 million power. Then if I spin with 3 times the force, that's 12 million power. Enough to surpass you too. I mean, I guess the math checks out. Yeah, the math checks out, but I don't think that power works in that manner. Odd math aside, yeah. Definitely some odd math. It's amazing. Her body's glowing like an arrow of light. As a shield to myself, I think I might be just witnessing a legend in the making. Oh, we don't get to see much of it. That's sad. I mean, I suppose they did spend their budget on the cinematic Lost About 3 scene, so I can't be too mad at them. Who won? As if we don't know. Foo! Everyone is sprawled out in the ring. Even Queztmas used up all our strength for the throw. Who's going to stand up first? My eyelids are so long. Oh, it's like the stars are spinning. So rocking. And Stasia's down for the count. That just leaves. Huh?
Impressive. You managed to give even the Tsar of the Icy Tundra chills. Such insolence is unprecedented in all of history. You should be proud of your accomplishment, criminal though it is. Your move was fearsome indeed, but alas, it lacked polish. Had you perfected it, you may have well defeated me. But instead, you only succeeded at breaking one of my tusks. Toward your prowess, I will end you myself. It will be as though you are enclosed in Russian mountains. On the count of 3, you will fall deeply asleep, and your long hibernation will begin.
He's about to fall on top of her. Wake up, Bradamante. Wake up! Anyone take a nap here is you.
Oh, my eyes!
I knew you'd have eyes somewhere in that huge head of yours. Allow me to explain my ultimate move. It's not a move I like to use since it doesn't exactly cast me in the best light, but never mind that. I call it Playing Possum.
Oh, Playing Possum. An excellent move. One of the mightiest moves there is.
Oh? Now that I think about it, I think I read something about this in one of the Legends of Charlemagne. That's right. The same move I used during my battle with the evil sorcerer Atlante. That's not important right now. What is important is this, as far as you go, Ivan the Terrible.
I do wonder where his eyes are now that she mentions it. Where, like, there's nothing that even looks like it could be eyes.
Impossible. I'm the Tsar. I'm meant to be the victor.
Montague, I did it.
Woo! We did it! We did it! We did it! Hooray! We did it!
Congratulations, now that you defeated the fearsome opponents, you're moving on to the finals.
Amazing job.
Foo!
Well, I never expected we'd have to rely on a barely completed new move to get through that match.
It's like I told you, I have a knack for coming through when it really counts. But it's a good thing that other Santa came to give us advice, otherwise we would have never come up with that move.
Excuse me.
I wonder, maybe she was actually Lord Merlin in disguise.
Not everybody is Merlin, Bradamante.
Pretty sure that's not the case. Anyway, it goes to show that knights who walk the path of righteousness receive the just advice they need. As long as we believe our path is right and keep on fighting no matter what, I'm sure we'll win the next match too. So your final opponent is definitely going to be her, right?
That's true, yes. We'll be up against the other Quetzalcoatl, another me with her own divinity. Since she is the side of me that is devoted to battle, she's bound to have quite the advantage over us in terms of raw power, yes. Don't forget that the first time we fought, she overwhelmed us with strength alone.
Yes, the same thing happened to me when I went up against her.
Did you get ambushed, Bradamante?
But that doesn't matter. We've both grown a lot over the course of this Santa Tag Team tournament, and now we know we've got ourselves a new move as well. There's no way we can lose.
Entienda. Yes, there's not a luchadora in the world who steps into the ring expecting to lose, no?
It's wonderful you're so fired up about this. What more could I want? Still, I have to wonder about her partner. Given that this is a tag team tournament, Black Quetzalcoatl's partner must have a partner of her own. Alright, well, it's possible her partner is only there to fill in the team quota, but you should expect them to be quite a powerful force unto themselves. Assuming this partner is capable servant, I can't help but wonder what sort of person they are. I suppose it's a little unnerving that we have no information about them whatsoever. I've been looking into their earlier matches, and our partners never so much as set foot in the ring. They must have kept their cloak on while Black Quetzalcoatl won the matches by herself. She might have her partner save her strength, or there could be another reason we don't know yet.
Well, if we don't know who this mysterious partner is, there's no point in prying any further.
Besides, a moment ago we didn't even know she had a partner. Now we do. That's all we need to know, yes. If this partner does not fight in the final, then we will have a clear advantage, and if they do show up, we can always try to take them out first.
That makes sense, given that this is a tag team match. But anyway, even if we do only have one last match, our task is unchanged. Train hard and make sure we are in good condition for tomorrow. Oh, and make sure we perfect that new move of ours, too.
I'll do my best to help you finish strong.
Alright. Since this will be our last match, that means this will also be the last chance I get to practice with you, Soul.
Yeah, because you're probably not coming home to my Chaldea, since I'm not spending any more quartz on the banner. Although, is Bradamante a free unit? I can't remember. Is she in the general pool now?
I want to say she is, but I'm not sure. Good lord, I got yawn.
But I'm getting ahead of myself. We still have a big match to win first, don't we? And I'm sure I'll be able to devote myself to training knowing you're at my bat.
So the day has almost arrived. The day this festival, this tournament must come to an end so that I can stay true to myself. Although... don't worry, you still won't be going out there. Though you will be on the sidelines for this match as well, know that the reasons will be quite different. Up until now, I kept you on the sidelines simply because I didn't need your help to win. But this next match will be different, given who our opponents are. So your stepping into the ring would obliterate any chance they have of winning. This is the final after all. We can't have it ending too quickly. If you do get a turn, it will only be at the very end to fully break their spirit, and when the match is over, that count of 3 will mark the birth of the true Santa Claus and the beginning of Christmas everlasting. So Black Quetzalmask must be fairly confident in this partner of hers. Fairly confident indeed. 2 parts. This first one is a ruler. So, much as I would like to bring Melt in, we will be smart and bring in Jalter, who is still sitting at Bond 5, isn't she? Yep, sadly. But we'll get her up there. Jalter is one of the waifus, so she needs to be Bond 10 eventually. Again, I love that beat. Ooh, that was a good stretch. So this is it.
Yes, these last 7 days have been somehow felt both as if they went on forever and flew by in an instant. But either way, one thing we know for sure is that they've been tremendously fulfilling for me. Even with my pride and power stripped away, I've been on a new journey ever since you gave me that bread without seeking anything in return. Thank you, Soul. I can't tell you how grateful I am. That goes for all of you too, Nash, Lord Foe, Coach Martha. Thank you all so much. I promise you all, I'm going to win. And I'm going to pay you all back tenfold.
Ole, my Samba's in top form today. I can also make promises of victory, yes. But before that, there's something I'd like to say. No, something I need to say. I'm sure none of you have forgotten, but it is my fault this whole mess happened in the first place. I'm so sorry you had to go so far to help me clean this up, Master, and thank you. I promise I'm going to settle things today and make sure we all get a proper Christmas. Then put a stop to this ridiculous spectacle the other me came up with. I can't help but wonder how proper can Christmas really be when it's being led by a Samba Santa. I've taught you everything I can. Now, you just have to go out there and fight with all you've got. I only wish there was more I could do besides stay here and pray.
Oh, I almost forgot, Meow. I'm supposed to turn this thing on after I came to pick you up.
Oh, what's this?
There are cookies that we don't have to worry about info leaking out now that it's time for the finals, Meow. So we set up official live stream to make sure there's plenty of hype for the final bout. All the fighters that lost, the townspeople placing bets, Sakura.
Sakura? What's with the random mention of Sakura?
Force signals and so on are going to be watching you, so you better make sure you put on a good troll.
Why is there random mention of Sakura? Hold. What? Is that just a part of Taiga leaking through, or is there a greeting reading to that?
Well, that's wonderful. Then I'll get to see you fight for myself while I cheer. If
If you just throw in the towel without putting up a real fight, I'll never let you hear the end of it. I know. See you later, coach. Adios, por ahora.
Ooh, it's finally the last year. I'm so glad I bet on the Mexican team. I bet every last bet I could afford. I know this is going to be a great match. I can't wait. Come on, have a fellow Caribbean rep out here. Since we lost in the first round, that's all I got going for me. I even pawned all my waifu figures just so I could bet more.
Oh, you're a betting man too, huh? Shootout striking rich is all well and good, but the thing about placing bets is win or lose, it's the book tie that always comes out ahead. Go, Bradamante. You can do it, Bradamante. If you don't, I'm telling His Imperial Majesty and Ronaldo. Are you completely incapable of being quiet? You there, Venda. 3 plates of nachos.
Of course, Salter would do that.
And your master, everyone, good luck.
Thank you, Gento.
Ho ho ho. I wonder how this match will turn out.
The power of the 3 Santas past are cheering us on.
Tournament's seen a great many battles so far. Villains have feelings too. Warriors clash, seeking to prove their strength. Some are successful, others are not. Team South, we do not waste our time with winklings. Okay, so we're getting some of the other teams, that's cool. The ring victory can turn into defeat in an instant. Each fighter's motivation adds to the drama. Wow, oh, live stream viewer. What the hell are those peace signs? No, she's saying they'll finish them off in 2 straights. Oh, okay. Okay. It's a viewer. But Ryoma, okay, I should have expected them to be in this, you know? I should have expected those two. Each and every battle is built to this moment, so the fight to determine who will win it all. So you made it. You met we did. We're here to defeat you once and for all.
Yes, we're gonna win.
You have real fire in your eyes. Good. There is no place for cowardice in this holy combat trial. Now get into the ring, pay close attention to how it feels to step over the ropes. Because when we are done here, only one team will have a chance to step back over them. That will be the team worthy of obtaining Santa Claus's true power. One thing is clear after coming this far. You have been pouring the magical energy released during this tournament into the Christmas Grail, strengthening it. That's why this tournament will result in a more Santa-y Santa than ever before. It has nothing to do with the Christmas Grail's power. That could only mean you planned this whole idea from the start. Why? Why did you want to do this? Hey, Randy! Welcome, welcome. Howdy things, howdy thing. Hey, NP4 Angry Mango. Nice. What to? I didn't want to do this. Given who I am, this was something I absolutely had to do.
I had no idea what this is all about, but I do know these fighters are both ready and raring to go.
Hobby things, by the way, Randy. Hobby things. It's been a while for ya. Since you were last here.
And at this point, this Egger actually couldn't care less which of them wins. The only thing in my mind right now is the stack of delicious meat I was promised for services rendered when this is all over.
Look, Quetz mask. Surely did bring a teammate.
He's now viable. Oh, being at NP4, he's now viable? Wait. Hold on. Seriously? Angry Mango is not viable until he's NP4? Good gracious, that's kind of bad.
They're standing perfectly still, which just makes them creepier. We should keep an eye on them, too. I'm not picking up much from them, actually. In fact, I'm not even sure if they were serving at all.
But wait, what if you get his strengthening quest done? Does that make him better at a lower rank? Because I know his strengthening quest is the hardest one in the game, and one of the hardest to actually gain access to.
Maybe it's just a golem she brought in to fill the other slot on her team?
Don't let your guard down.
Foo-foo! Of course, a good knight never lets their guard down. I'll put everything I have into this fight and make sure we come away with the win. Bon touché!
I'll dance my heart out to make sure we win too, yes?
Only a week has passed since they last faced off, but things could be different now. I know you two can win this.
In the right corner representing Mexico, we have the Black Quetzals, and in the blue corner representing Caldeo, we have the Quetzal Sisters. Win or lose, laugh or cry, it all comes down to this final match. Let's get ready to jingle!
You know, I can't help but wonder if the people in Mexico just think that these are twin sisters of the Quetzals. Identicals. you know. Which is impressive. You know, that's such an inbuilt explanation. And an easy one, too. I don't know why I went the whole I wonder thing, because I'm a little tired, I guess. Black Quetzal Mask. Okay. Ruler, 2 bars. No starting skill, but Winged Serpent Holy Knight gains resistance from Quetzalcoatl. Well, it's a good thing I didn't bring Quetz in then, isn't it? Oh, I got a killer first turn as well. The classic BAQ. Also, Bradamante almost has the same health as my Jolter, who is maximum foed and 20 levels higher. Is Bradamante a tank unit out of curiosity? Does anybody know? There's the NP, but we don't want to top it off yet. We want to break this first bar here. Pray that it doesn't trigger an automatic full charge of the NP, as they are off to do. Well, that was easier than I expected. I was geared up for a long, like, for an instant NP that would make me curse or something, but I didn't expect that. Nope, her partner is just standing on the sidelines, apparently. Apparently, her partner's a good intimidation factor or something. That should have done a lot more. I know Black Quetzal Mask is an experienced fighter, but something doesn't seem right. My attacks seem to be landing okay, but it's almost as though yours are being repelled. It took you long enough to figure out. This is no trick. The simple fact is that you cannot possibly beat me in a real fight. If this is what I think it is, then that's just ridiculously unfair. You know what's going on, Da Vinci? Well, we all know that the original Quetzalcoatl is a god of good. But now that there are 2 of them, well, I think the simplest explanation is that they are manifestations of the good and evil sides of Quetzalcoatl, who is inherently good. So if the original Quetzalcoatl's innate goodness is shared by both of these Santa versions, then it isn't possible for the good Quetzalcoatl to hurt the evil one. Quetzalcoatl has never been able to be harmed by anything good, remember? As a servant, I would never demonstrate my superiority over all good unless there was a big reason to. It's still technically a part of me, but it's not usually something I use, no. And naturally, now that I'm split in half and don't have my proper spirit origin, I couldn't use my superior goodness even if I wanted to. But it looks like there is just one expectation to the rule myself. I can't deny that goodness inherited in me, even if it belongs to my wicked other half. Interesting, so Quetz can't be actually harmed by anything good. Per lore, that's probably like a skill or a noble phantasm or conceptual strength. Which is interesting in many ways. So what? No, wait. Not really. What? This is a tag team match and I'm your partner. Just because you can't defeat her doesn't mean I can't. Come on, Quetzal Mask. There's no reason to hold back. Now, let's finish this with our new move. You're right. Your attack should work just fine. Okay, I'm counting on you now more than ever, yes. The one thing about that move lacked was rhythm. See, my passionate rhythm was an essential part of me. I can't forget about that if I'm going to entrust you with all my power. So this time I'm going to launch you in time with my summer rhythm like this. So we finally perfected our move. Neo Bouclier present drop. Spin, spin, spin to win. As long as we don't miss. Huh. And I kind of feel like this would be a hard attack to, you know, hit with. It's even stronger than when we defeated the Russian team. It's gotta be more than enough to win. She's getting back up! Huh? I see, so that is quite the technique. I actually felt it. Threatened for a moment. Hey, Deontay, welcome. 220 boxes. You are like almost... You are more than 11 times where I am. Good gracious. I'm gonna start actually hard farming, like, come Wednesday, I think. I'm gonna do some decent farming tomorrow night as well, but... Good lord, 220 boxes. The mad lad that you are.
Bradamante of the 12 Paladins of Charlemagne, you have earned my respect. My other half alone may be no match for me, but the two of you together are indeed a worthy foe. You have earned the right to face me at my full strength. How unfortunate for you that you were unable to finish me in a single strike. It's over. You can't blame yourself for devising a technique that forced me to stop holding back.
Come on, Queztmas. If we do it again, we can.
You will never get another chance. Come forth, my partner. Dun dun. Dun dun.
Just finally unveiling our mysterious partner. What sort of fire are they?
Dun dun.
It's just a
Formless power. It's Santa Claus.
Huh?
My partner here is the very concept of Santa Claus extracted directly from the Christmas Grail. The very concept of Santa Claus.
You know, okay, I'm not gonna lie. It actually makes sense that Santa Claus is a concept more than an actual servant. Because especially with the introduction of the Christmas Grail, if the Christmas Grail contains the concept of Santa Claus, much like the Fuyuki Grail contained Angry Mango, then it makes sense that it's able to force changes in giving servants the concept of Santa. That it makes sense. In a very, very weird way, it actually makes sense.
Of course, my partner and I have combination move of our own. He literally wants me wearing it like a cloak.
True, that is a good point, Guardian. That is a good point.
This set is nothing like your silly Samba, which it wouldn't even exist if you hadn't been for your airheaded mix-up.
Don't like the Santa Quetz image pose? Covers most of the screen. Hey, she's just asserting her dominance with that T-pose, man. She's just T-posing to assert dominance.
I finally have the power of the true Santa Claus, the true Dark Santa. And so, fair night, Bradamante. I know I'm impervious to your attacks as well.
So she has the concept of Krampus? That would be Dark Santa, technically. It's close to a T-pose, you know. It's fairly close. It could be one of those, like, really fancy T's that, like, curves and has little points, you know. It's one of those fancy ones. Oh, now Bradamante is fully leveled. Also, her outfit got a different change. Oh no, I want to see her outfit! Curses.
It's more hug me, brother!
Oh, Drake and Josh!
The memories!
It's spherical! Spherical!
She didn't even feel it.
I will tell you once more, your attacks will no longer work on me. Why, you ask? Santa Claus is a giver of gifts, not a target to be attacked. The very concept protects me now.
Well, Black Quetzalmask, you have clearly never been a child that has tried to stay up until the wee hours of the morning hoping to catch a glimpse of Santa Claus. And possibly setting traps for Santa Claus. I never set traps, but I do know that that was a thing. That kids would set traps to try and catch Santa. So, Black Quetzalmask, you're dead wrong. And she's never watched The Nightmare Before Christmas.
A Santa Claus this pure can only be defeated by a Santa Claus of equal purity.
Yes, that checks.
She's completely clueless, of course. Best line I ran over Oprah. I would have to say... It's not real... That is a pretty good line. Not gonna lie. I think the best scene is from one of the later seasons where they're trapped in that tree house. That's a pretty good scene. And it's a meme one, too.
But all the Santas we've seen before have been...
They were the result of servants forcefully altering their spirit origin. Not one of them had the purity I'm speaking of. That, of course, goes for you as well, you absurd Samba goddess. Now that I am armored by this pure concept of Santa Claus extracted from the Christmas Grail, only a Santa Claus concept of the same purity can ever hope to touch me.
Okay, it's important to let me know that. It's important to me that you know everything she said sounds completely ridiculous. Even so, none of your attacks are touching her.
It doesn't sound ridiculous. It makes perfect sense to me, Da Vinci.
Of course they aren't. Everything I have said is absolutely true. Infusing this tournament's magical energy into the concept I wear has created the true Santa Claus.
There's no way that something so absurd could be.
It's the truth.
What? Huh?
Now do you understand? Now you've lost any chance you've had at winning. Quetzalcoatl can never defeat me as I am now. The only one who can stand the chance is another pure Santa. Bradamante and Quetzalcoatl, you've already lost, all because you chose to team up with one another.
So if I had a team of 2 Santas, I could have done it, is what she's saying.
Foo! 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 It's awful. She's just wailing on them.
This is very bad, yes. The summer rhythm is fading away. You can take a lot of punishment, but you must be reaching your limits. This is lucha libre. Giving up is always an option.
What did you say?
No, never. Never, no. But still. Standing in the ring, not for much longer.
Oh boy. Ah, this is that team fight tactics you were talking about. First place. Congrats, Shu. Congrats. I probably am going to look into this now that you brought it up to me, because you piqued my interest.
What's a mask?
Giving up now means that you recognize me as the true Santa Claus. It's a tantamount to making a wish upon me, a mark that will be your to your benefit as much as it will be mine. Needless to say, I will be happy to grant your wish. I am the true Santa Claus after all. Go on, think back to that day, the day when you lost your power. Say now what you tried to wish for back then.
My wish? Well, I wish for world peace, of course. And if possible, find Ruggiero.
Why do you hesitate? You are the first to appear before me, so why shouldn't I grant your wish?
What do you mean?
I first turned Samba to grant wishes. It was only after I split off as the evil side in charge of fighting.
It's completely free to play. Cool. Whew. I mean, I know League has some pay to win components, so, you know, I was a little concerned there, not gonna lie. I was a little concerned.
That means that my essence is granting wishes through battle. That is why I created this tournament. What's more, I did not so not only for my sake, but for yours as well. As a holy knight, I believe you were drawn here by the Christmas Grail.
Maybe I was, but what does that have to do with?
It has everything to do with this. No wishes can be granted until somebody makes one. Without you, I would not be able to grant any wishes at all, even as the true Santa Claus. The fact is, you came here to have your wish granted. There is no need to hesitate. Everything you want can be yours. Accept me as Santa and admit defeat. Bow your head in prayer and tell Santa what you want for Christmas.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That is by far one of the creepiest ways to say. Would be one of the creepiest ways for a Santa to say, so what do you want for Christmas? The creepiest way. Accept me as Santa and admit defeat. Bow your head in prayer and tell Santa, what do you want for Christmas, little boys and girls?
I want to find who I'm looking for myself, but doing what I know is right.
What?
If that was too hard to understand, then I'll put it another way. I'm a knight, so I want to find who I'm looking for by walking a path I can be proud of. That path may be long and arduous and muddy, but I think that's exactly why he would be happy to see me. Sure, I could take the easy way out and just let people find him for me in no time flat. I could abandon chivalry and my partner and admit defeat, beg for help and catch up to him in disgrace. But that would never prove my love for him.
I heard you, though. Didn't you wish to be united with him back when you first saw the Grail?
What I was asking was, please watch over me while I do my best myself. Giving advice is one thing, but I don't want our need to be spoiled by someone giving me gifts. Santa of all people should know that. And in case you forgot, my main wish was for the world peace, and I'll grant that one. Go right ahead.
Well, how foolish, absurd. Now your wish will never be granted, and you will both lose for nothing.
We haven't lost yet. We're not going to. As long as we never give up, things will work out somehow.
That was preciosa. You refuse to abandon the honesty. And you're not so foolish as to resign yourself to defeat in the name of hollow pride. You simply keep your head held high and never stop working towards victory no matter what. I couldn't have chosen a better partner, no? After all, if you'd given up now, the idea that I just came to turn this around would have been wasted.
I like that she got that wicked look in her eyes just there, that brief glimpse of the true Quetz in there.
I need to turn this around. That's just what I wanted to hear. What do I have to do?
You? Nothing is what we have to do. If I can't defeat her myself, and this Santa is the only one who can, the answer is simple. We make a new non-Quetzalcoatl Santa right here and now.
Passing Santa power on to Bradamonte.
What's this?
It's my Santa power, yes. Go on and take it. It's all yours, yes.
You can just hand it that easily.
It's shameful of me, really. We've been together through this whole week, and I still haven't given you a present. So now I'm making up for it by giving you the best Christmas present I can, yes? You're wasting your time. You're just a pale, Samba-obsessed imitation of Santa. Whatever power you have won't be nearly pure enough. You can give her every drop of your Santa power, and it still won't be enough to damage this pure Santa. You might be right if it was only me doing so.
All the Santas! Spirit Bomb!
She may well have called us all imitation Santas. If it's a fight she wants, then a fight she will have. Just as I had got my hands on my 12th plate of nachos.
12th plate of nachos. That's Salter for you. It's the Santa Bomb!
Whoa, are you sure about this? I'm only lending it to her. Once she's done, I'll make sure to reclaim it.
But how are you gonna get it to her from here?
I would throw it at her through this television, of course. There's nothing Santa cannot do. Take it, Bradamonte.
True enough. Travel through television is something Santa could do. She forgot to eat her burgers. The burgers!
I should do my part too. Here, a present from Santa Claus. I promise it'll be really useful, okay?
Aw, even Janta. She's grown, Janta. Janta has grown.
Ho ho ho. Very well then. This will be our little secret.
So does this mean that that Bradamonte is technically already a Santa servant? Technically.
This is the power of Santa. I don't know about that, but I feel super light and I have to get my armor back.
Impossible, those are only fragments of Santa.
This sort of thing has happened to me before. Maybe I'm just blessed. So many kind people have helped me out. They're the reason I'm able to keep moving forward, no matter what. I'll never forget how much I still have to learn, but I'll continue on anyway. That's who I am.
Maybe this is because she's always moving forward that makes people so willing to help her.
So thank you, Santa Clauses. I promise I'll use this power for justice. And by that, I mean just this once, I'm gonna be Santa Bradamonte. Get ready, Black Quetzal Mask. I'm about to give you the Christmas present you really deserve. Defeat!
Okay, so Bradamonte in her final form is technically a Santa servant. Good to know. So there is 2 Santa servants with this event. You know what, that's why there never was a rerun. Because this was the only event that gave you 2 Santas. It's so obvious now. Tag team maneuver. Santa docking. Attack, defense, and remove that one trait. Good lord. Increase attack against Black Quetzal Mask. Crit damage, HP, NP gain, defense up. Okay, Bradamonte, I think it's going to be her taking the lead here. They won't rerun the Karna one either. Is there a second Santa in the Karna one? Like, gasp. MP and remove debuffs for a single ally. That's actually fairly potent. Interesting. I think I'm gonna go for the stun here. Or not. You gotta hop on JP after you finish. Yeah, because now I'm kind of interested in, well,
as to why you said that line there, Deontay. I am legitimately curious. Come on, Jalter, you can hit harder than that, Jalter. 5,000 point heal, that's not bad. Not completely negating the damage, especially when Black Quetzalmask Focus fires her, but still doing pretty good. I think we can break through this first bar here. Yes, first bar is broken. Please don't do a full charge. Tell Santa your wish. And she does a full charge. Okay, so on break, she fully charges her bar. Good to know. I should have had that guts up on Bradamante. I should have had that guts up. Well, I suppose if I time this properly... You know what? We're gonna give Bradamante what she desires. We're going to reunite her with Lord Merlin. Lord Merlin, it's time to come out of hiding and help Bradamante here. Is this the wisest move? Probably not. Is it a fun move? I think so.
慌てない慌てない呪文噛むからね この辺りいじった方がいいんじゃないか
Also, how much does this actually give as charge? Only 20%. It's not really that great. PQQ. Get them stars gen here. I still feel like she's not outperforming Shelter on damage here. Buster buff. Oof. Crit strength for one turn. Do that. Go for the stun attempt, I think. Nope. That's just in case. And invincibility, just in case. And... Unarched Bomb. Put a pizza in your oven. What kind? Oh, we were right. We made the right call on invincibility when we did. Pizza in the oven. What kind of pizza, Shu? What kind of pizza? Margarita needs two small ones. They're small ones you put in school. Margarita. I can honestly say I've never heard of that kind of pizza before. Alright. Bradamante Blast! Tomato sauce. Oh, just tomato sauce. Just a plain cheese pizza then? Not bad, Bradamante, not bad. Lord Merlin is still here, got in your back. I like that Quetzalmask is focusing on Bradamante as well. That's actually saving my bacon here, I feel. So just plain cheese pizza. That's the kind of pizza for me.
こっちのが得意でね
I can't stand topics on my pizza. 7, 8. Okay. Okay, I can somewhat envision the kind of pizza you're talking about now. It's like one of those bite-sized pizzas. I can definitely envision that in my brain noodle. Last turn here, where we will be victorious over Black Queztmas. Yes. Ooh, 3 chests.
パラディンは破れない勝利あるのみ
3 hearts. I will take that. Quarantine people bought the other ones. Oh, rip. That sucks, Shu. That does indeed suck. Good. Why are you doing this? Even if you win, you will never become the true Santa Claus.
That's true, but as long as this whole ordeal ends and I get my powers back, that's good enough. Really, when you stop and think about it, it's awful that all this snow has fallen in Mexico. Christmas or not, there must be so many people who've had their lives disrupted by all this.
I would be happy if I could just go back to being a regular Santa Claus, yes? I have no interest in becoming the true Santa and keeping Christmas forever, no? Then you will end up with nothing. True Santa Claus's eternal Christmas would be paradise on Earth. You might even encounter the one you seek there.
That's possible. Paradise might be just enough to draw 'em in.
Then why would you refuse?
That's easy. It won't be real. Besides, I meant what I said about how I didn't want to be spoiled with gifts.
Diameter equals 2 pi r? Or no, D is diameter. Because 2r. 2 times the radius, so 2d radius.
And I have my weaknesses, and if someone started spoiling me, I'd end up wholly dependent on them. I'd be drawn to the idea of paradise too, but I can't go around chasing illusions just because they seem like they'd be nice. If I flit around too much, I might end up losing what I'm looking for before I can even find it. That sort of thing has happened way too many times before, so I decided not to let it happen again.
What an amazingly earnest knight you are. You are completely aware of your weaknesses, and only let them motivate you to work harder. And it's somehow comforting seeing her like this is so dazzling beauty of human imperfection.
It's over. Oh, but seeing as I'm Santa Claus now, that certainly is the season, maybe I should say... Merry Christmas!
A ring ding ding.
It's over. The long grueling battle is finally over. The winners of the Santa Tag Team Tournament are the Quetzal Sisters.
Woo! Quartz, 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 quartz. Quartz. One part for this last bit? Yep, last part. The epilogue, the snowy ruins, and the girl knight. We have unlocked pretty much all the quests that can be unlocked. I'll probably be doing a majority of them on Wednesday's stream here, just because I do actually have to be ending the stream pretty much on time because I have to bake 4 pies tonight. I say bake, but they're chocolate pudding pies, so it's not that bad, but even still, I gotta get working on that here soon. So I lost, huh? I know you're the side of me devoted to combat, which is why fighting is the only option you had. But it's still over now. Come back where you belong. What about the Christmas Grail? I'm already gotten Santa. The present would be too rich for my blood. Besides, it is supposed to give presents, not receive them, no? So how about we just give Bradamante back her original power and leave the Christmas Grail in Master's hands? And enjoy a nice noble Samba Santa Christmas. I mean, yeah, it is a lot. Thankfully, it's pre-bought pie crust, so I just literally have to make the filling, so... But yeah, it still will take some time to do so. It'll still take time. Oh, very well. If nothing else, I have to admit this tournament is over. See, I do feel bad about inconveniencing all the others, but one thing we can both agree on is that nothing beats a heated lucha match. Sorry, everyone. That's just how we gods are, yes? Fusion. Ha!
Yeah, it's really over now, isn't it?
Congratulations!
Thank you, Soul, but I genuinely couldn't have done it without everyone's help. Thank you all so much. Thank goodness, for a while I was really worried about how things were going to turn out. I never had any doubt. Thinking back on it now, maybe you never needed my coaching in the first place. I'm sure you two would have had no trouble winning on your own power alone. Don't be silly, Coach Martha. I'm especially grateful to you. I honestly don't know how I could possibly thank you enough for all your help. Fo-fo! Well, of course I'm grateful to you too, Lord Foe. Your doubleness, fluffiness, nebulous resemblance to Lord Merlin have been a huge boon. My foe? Foe.
It must kill Foe inside, you know. He's helping her out, but only because he resembles Merlin. Oh, that has to kill Foe inside.
Hey guys, check out this guy.
The sun shines bright on the temple tonight.
Hey, yeah, the sunshine is already melting the snow. Now the people here will finally get to enjoy a normal Christmas.
Oh, maybe not entirely normal.
Foe? More snow! What's going on? I thought the Black Quetzal Mask was responsible for the strange weather. If it's still happening even after you beat her, does that mean your real mastermind is?
No, nothing like that. This is real actual snow, yes?
Huh?
It's just a little fluke of nature that happened to give Mexico snow for Christmas. It's also a present from the sky offering its blessings to the warriors after their battle. What I mean is, it's a miracle, yes?
I see, I guess things like this just do happen sometimes. I hate to rate, won't snow in your parade, but this isn't the first time Mexico has gotten snow, you know. That said, as time goes, this is definitely kind of miraculous. I won't deny that. Not to say I couldn't come up with a plausible scientific reasoning for all this, of course.
Yeah, like the local climate likely being completely and totally screwed over by the more than a week of snow straight. That might be a reasonable explanation.
For example, maybe all that sweat that flew off the fighter's body somehow ended up forming snow clouds.
That's a less likely one.
Well, I guess this is goodbye. I don't know if I'll just go back to being the throne or continue my journey somewhere else, but I have to keep looking. It's who I am.
It's finally time to disband this team.
Still, you never know. Maybe our paths will cross again one day. So maybe I'll get to see you again.
That's true, that could very well happen. If we meet again, you may have forgotten my fighting styles, but I'm sure your soul will remember. You and I will always be comrades in arms. If you ever need my help again, don't hesitate to ask.
Thank you, my wonderful partner. Next time we'll be sure to make a mask for you too, okay?
Thank you.
Maybe you be blessed wherever your path takes you. I say that not as a goddess, but as a friend.
I appreciate that. If you had blessed me as a goddess, I know I'm just immature enough that I'd have to ended up depending on it too much.
Okay, no more sappy goodbyes. From here on, I'm setting off with a happy Samba rhythm. Ole!
Thank you. Okay, everyone. Actually, I think this will work as a farewell, too. After all, I was Santa Claus for a little while. Okay, everyone. Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas.
What a beautiful sight. Cheerio. If only you were here to see this with me. I hope that one day I'll get to tell you all about this snow that fell on an ancient pyramid out in the jungle. Then again, maybe you're seeing it too, even as I speak, wherever you are. It wouldn't be the first time we've unknowingly passed by each other after all. I bet that one day this will all be another story we laugh about together.
Wow, she's got the Rama curse, doesn't she? Never to be reunited with her love. Watch. Now Arcade will get Ruggiero, but never get Budimonte.
Okay, that's enough of that, Meow. There's still cleanup to do. Even after she's gone, Black Cuckoo's still running this Jaguar racket, but the scout's gotta do her job if she wants to get paid. Guess I'll start by taking down this tournament panel. Whew. Well, come to think of it, we never did the whole thing where we give the winner flowers, did we? Guess I'll just have to break out my official Jaguar stamp of approval instead.
Stamp.
There we go. Gotta say, though, we sure had a ton of teams compete, didn't we? Of course, ours was still the wildest and most popular. Remember, winning isn't everything. Okay, what's next on the old to-do list? You know, as hard as I've worked, I think I might need to invoice Cougar for trouble to me, she promised.
Poor Jaguar. Poor Jaguar. She's never gonna get that payment. Some panels are soon forgotten after their role has been fulfilled. Some are engraved with records detailing the battles that were fought there. With no one left to look at them, there is no way to tell what they say. Who competed in this tournament? Which teams fell to which opponents? Which heroes took the ring for the African team? At this point, nobody knows. Of course, even if the young knight had been the name she was searching for there, she may have just said.
I didn't even notice. There was actually another miracle at work here, too. Huh, too bad I missed him.
And laughed it off. She would certainly not lose her heart so much that she would abandon her search. Such despair would not even enter her mind. While she does wish to see him again, her feelings will remain the same whether she finds him or not. Because she knows their love will endure forever. Which is why she can never be a waifu. In the meantime, the young knight in love trusts in her feelings and her sense of justice, and continues to put one foot in front of the other, regardless of what lies ahead. Took you 12 turns to finish the challenge quest. Not bad. I do look forward to doing the challenge quest come Wednesday. So, in total, you're going to try to 3-turn it. I have no idea what it entails, Shu, but I wish you luck. 3-turning the challenge quests are always a difficult challenge. But the challenge quest will be on Wednesday, as will Muscle Paradise and all these EX exhibition matches. In total, we are going to need 5, 6, 8, 11, 15, 20, 26, 33. We're going to need 41, so we can use 20. If you can't turn in, it's sad, but understandable, Shu. Also, we officially have the Samba Santa. She has officially joined our Chaldea, and I have no need to worry that I spent all those embers for nothing. I mean, I haven't watched it, but I did see somebody post something about 3-turning it with melt, so... Thanks to all you, I was able to get back to what was important to me, yes? Now come on, we're going to redo Christmas properly. I'm going to pass out presents to the rhythm of Samba. Mucho, mucho. But yeah, I don't know the exact details, but somebody on the FGO subreddit did post a post with a title, 3-turning the challenge quest with melt. I'm probably going to watch it after I've done the challenge quest with melt, but you know... But Samba Santa has officially joined our Chaldea. And we can claim her to NP highest possibility. We can claim some golden foes. And we can get rid of all these extra dumbbells now. 121 months. That's how much I freaking farmed. But with that, I do believe that, true enough, nobody said that. That is indeed a true point. But I do believe that this, with us leveling up Quetzal to max NP here, this will be the end of the stream. NP5, level 80, 555, Ruler Quetz. All done before Christmas. Hoorah. We also can unlock her wardrobe, it looks like. Oh, we can unlock... Oh, so she's at 2. I didn't realize that. Sure. I'll probably get more ice. 777. Nice. Wardrobe unlocked. But it looks like when we complete the challenge quest, we unlock her black mask. I'm gonna actually... Yeah, I'll keep it in that mask form. That's fine. But yeah, that is going to be where I call the stream. So thank you all so much for coming out. I do hope that you enjoyed. If you want to catch me when I go live, make sure to drop me a follow here on Twitch. And if you want to feel generous, be sure to give me a sub. It would be greatly appreciated. I need to get 15 subs at once in order to get the next actual emote. But if push comes to shove, I may end up actually just gifting those subs out. But if you don't want to sub to me here, but you still want to subscribe, I do have a YouTube channel, same name, same game. Backlog is going up there. I finally finished uploading The Sin, and Christmas will start getting uploaded tomorrow. Probably. Can't guarantee there will be a definitive thumbnail, though. Once again, thank you all so much for coming out. I hope you enjoyed. Have a fantastic evening, everybody.